Hey, what's going on? This is Troy, and this is the Planet 76 podcast, your source for Sixers news, highlights, hot takes, and more. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody, to Planet 76. I'm your co-host, Michael from Trust to Love. Troy, as always, with me. Episode 44?
44. Yeah.
45?
Sounds right.
44. 44. Yes. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and make sure you go subscribe on YouTube as well, so you can see our face and hear our voice. Pretty nice thing there that you can do for yourself. I don't know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying, but yeah, Sixers had a few games past week or so since we've recorded. Magic, Nuggets, Cavs tonight. Did they have a game on Did they have a game? What game did
That's
they
the
have on
3.
Oh, that was the Nets game.
The Nets game was last
we
Thursday.
talked
Yeah.
about the Nets game already.
Yeah.
Magic, Nuggets, Cavs. Yep.
So, yeah, we're recording Wednesday the 16th. Sixers beat the Cavs tonight by what? By 4? 118-114 at Cleveland. Joel Embiid, shout out to Joel Embiid. Happy birthday, 28th to the big fella.
Yes.
He had a great game tonight, as per usual, as he normally does. So, yeah, today just kind of a shorter episode just to break down some of that action, give just some other general thoughts on the Sixers. I don't know. I mean, obviously this is going to change, but did you see so right now we're recording, it's halftime of the Celtics and Warriors, and the Warriors at home against the Boston have 32 points at halftime. That's insane.
Oh, that's not good.
That's low. That's extremely low for like the Magic or the Pistons or whoever. Like 32 points at half.
Ooh.
So 48-32. It's just funny. I just saw that when I pulled up
Yikes.
like box scores and stuff. I saw, okay, wow.
Yeah. Jeez.
But so the Sixers won. I guess we'll go through the week. The last 3 set of games. Sixers currently are 42-26, sitting at third in the Eastern Conference, just 2 back in the loss column. Still, I mean they've 7-3 in their last 10 games for the Sixers, but still only 2 games back in the loss column from the Miami Heat. The Bucks, they're tied in the loss column with them. Bucks are 43-26, so just one more W in the column for them. So Sixers beat the Magic. I think that game went overtime, right?
Yes, but it should not have gone over.
Yeah, so what happened there? I wasn't able to catch that game. But
I mean, Sixers blew a lead. What else is new? Or actually, I don't even think they really blew a lead, but either way, it was fourth quarter. It got pretty close. They went to overtime, and they almost lost because Cole Anthony, for some reason, decided to go nuclear and just hit like 4 threes, and Sixers just couldn't. I mean, they couldn't stop him.
Huh.
Went to overtime, and they almost lost in what should never have even been a close game because the Magic
the
suck.
18-51 Orlando Magic.
I don't like to say, I don't really like to speak negatively about teams, but the Magic suck. I mean, they were eliminated from playoff contention before any team even got a playoff spot. Like, come on.
Yeah, they suck. And so Joel had a very interesting stat line in that one. 35, 16 boards and 7 assists despite shooting just 9 for 28 from the field. That's like 30% from the field for Joel, but still some massive numbers there. Kind of interesting. I will say this: Tobias Harris played well in that one, and he's had, I would say, more good moments than bad over these last 3 games, which has been encouraging to see. We talked about Tobias a lot lately.
Yeah.
He had 26 again in that one. He played. He had a pretty good start, if I recall, against Denver, and then did his thing tonight against Cleveland too. So, kind of a good thing to see from Tobias Harris. We remember. I mean, this was the first of a back-to-back, and then Denver on Monday night. We were kind of thinking, well, if James Harden chooses not to play, I hope it's against the Magic. He and Joel both played in both of the back-to-back. And
Yeah, which was very impressive and refreshing to me as well. Like,
yeah.
I was surprised. It was surprising is really the word I should be saying.
Mm-hmm. And so you mentioned Cole Anthony's fourth quarter, but there's another guy in the fourth quarter against Denver that helped them get that win.
Oh,
Bones.
oh my gosh, against the Nuggets, Bones Highland decided that he would take the Nuggets, put them on his back, and hit 3 straight threes against the Sixers. One from kind of an exaggeration, but almost a logo.
Yep.
You know, he was wide open for some odd reason, I don't know. But he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to shoot. I'm wide open. I mean, I don't, that's a huge reason why the Sixers lost. Also, they were up by, a healthy 15 or so. And things went south very quickly, actually, might I add.
They did go south.
And, and what you're saying, to your point about Harris, tonight he played well as well, but he did foul out with 19 points, which is something I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen someone from the Sixers. Wait, what am I trying to say? I don't think I've seen Harris, let alone anyone from the Sixers, foul out in a long time. I agree. Which was
I was thinking that against Denver when Joel had 5. I was like, I can't, college basketball, they foul out all the time, but the 6th fouls in the NBA that they give you is a lot of fouls to give. 5 to give, 6 you're out, but kind of interesting too. Yeah, I agree. I was like, this is interesting. So Tobias did foul out tonight.
Extremely. Okay. Yeah, he did. And I don't think I've ever seen Harris foul out ever.
No. Wow. Okay. And then, the fourth quarter was certainly the story against Denver. Joel played very well. Jokic had some good moments as well. Jokic had 22, 13, and 8. Joel Embiid 34, 9, and 4. Couple blocks. Matisse Thybulle was a game-high plus 16 in 26 minutes, 4 of 7 from the field. What have you seen, just quickly, what have you seen from Matisse? And obviously he's paired well with James Harden. How encouraged are you by that? Like on the offensive end?
Well, yeah, from the simple fact that he's getting looks, what was the word you used just now?
Just are you encouraged by that?
Oh, encouraged. Just from the simple fact of him getting more looks, yes, I'm very encouraged. But he also has missed a lot of shots. But, okay, what I will say is it's a good thing that it's not good that he's missing, but it's a good thing that he's missing in the sense that he's getting shots and he's taking shots, which he, sometimes he comes off kind of timid when he gets the ball. He sometimes can be very quick to pass the ball as opposed to making a play or shooting. So that's encouraging in that sense. And tonight, oh my gosh, I don't know if you saw the first quarter, but he missed probably like 3.
Really?
He missed probably like 3 layups. I'm just like, really? Matisse, he was under the backboard. Oh gosh. But again, like I said, I'm glad he's getting the looks because he doesn't always, and when he does, it's very promising. So that's all I'm going to say.
Well, especially I think though against Denver, he had 9. He went 4 for 7. He got, looks at the rim. But James Harden has found him. And I think it's
especially on drives.
It's kind of an adjustment thing for Matisse. Like he's not used to guys finding him like that, and I think that's similar for Joel and Tobias and whoever. Like having James Harden on your team, he's more than capable of finding you in situations where you are open. But Matisse had a pretty remarkable stat sheet in 26 minutes against Denver. He had 9 points, 6 steals, 2 blocks, 3 assists. And 5 rebounds. That's pretty awesome. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. So again, the game high plus 16. And then our boy George Niang at the end of that one. So I don't know if you are on this side of Doc should have called a timeout or whatever, but I think the situation. Sixers get the ball after a miss at the free throw line. Sixers are down 3, maybe 12 seconds left. Sixers go down the court, no timeout. dish it to George Niang, gets it blocked in the corner. George Niang gets his own shot back and throws up a floater with like 4 seconds rather than kicking it back out. What did you see? Should Doc have called a timeout? Again, hindsight's 2020. Monday morning quarterback. What's your thoughts on all of that? How that game went down?
I mean, yeah. I unfortunately had the pleasure of, well, not pleasure, I guess is the wrong word, but watching Niang miss that shot, and it looked good. You know, it was from the corner. Most of the guys on this team are really good three-point shooters, should I say. And it looked good. Yeah, he missed it. I think it was off the side rim. Guys on rebound near the free throw line, and then just missed the layup. I really think Doc should have called a timeout. You know, like anything. The Sixers shouldn't have even had to have made the choice there. They were up again. They were up by 15. I don't know. Like they blow leads. I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
Because it still is the NBA. Anything can happen, but you shouldn't be there. You're up 15. You have to, do what you have to do to keep the lead. Like it's just so frustrating.
That was a frustrating game.
Definitely call a timeout.
That would have been an extremely frustrating playoff loss.
Oh my gosh! Like last year, a couple of the Hawks games, not Game 7, not just Game 7, but in general.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Game 5 of that series was
5.
awful.
Yeah.
And that's a horrific memory.
Oh my gosh.
Could have gone up 3-2. Literally had a 25-point lead. We're not going to go there. Anyway, Sixers fell to Denver. It was a pretty fun game to watch. I remember this. I mean, so not just Bones Highland, but DeMarcus Cousins hit 2 back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter.
He played very well.
He gave good minutes to spell Nikola Jokic. They started, I don't know what they finished in the fourth quarter, but they started the fourth quarter 6 for 7 from 3 to obviously get them back in that. Again, Bones Highland and DeMarcus Cousins playing. They made at least 5 of those 6 that we know of, so that we can recall. So Sixers dropped that one 114 to 110. And then obviously, again, a good bounce back win tonight against Cleveland. I, for one, was not able to catch this one Wednesday night. So just looking at the box score again, Joel played well. Tobias, a pretty efficient 8 for 13, 3 of 6 from 3.
Maxey had a nice game tonight.
Yep, Maxey with 25, 3 triples for him as well.
Looking a little bit like his normal self, to say the least.
Yeah. So George Niang continuing to struggle a little bit from 3, so I think that makes him 3 for 17 or something over the last couple games. But I still like George Niang firing.
Oh yeah, me too. If you want a guy shooting it, he's the guy you want.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Now, I mean, I've seen it tossed around a little bit. Again, I don't know how much greater detail we want to go into this Sixers win, but obviously the Sixers were down 5. It looks like heading into the fourth, and we're able to win by 4. So that's kind of the opposite of what we saw against Denver on Monday. How concerned are you, or what's the answer for, or do you even think it's an issue, the Sixers shooting from 3? We know who's in the starting lineup. We know we have Danny Green and George Niang off the bench. Korkmaz has gone cold. Isaiah Joe got 4 minutes tonight against Cleveland. Korkmaz didn't play. So it's like, those guys are supposed to be the shooters, and they're not even playing. What are your thoughts on the Sixers 3-point shooting, where it stands currently, and what's the answer if there is one?
Well, I think currently, I still think the Sixers have quite a few very good shooters. Furk being one of them, Shake being another one, Danny as well, Isaiah Joe when he gets minutes. I think a lot of this stems from Doc Rivers. I think if he is going to get some solid production from the bench, it's got to be consistent. He can't play Isaiah Joe 4 minutes and play Furk 0. One of those guys has to play. It's just I didn't see Shake tonight. I'm not sure if he played, but if Shake's not playing too, that's also an issue. Where is the 3-point shooting going to come from? It can't just come from Danny and George. They're very good shooters, but you need more. Your starting 5 has Harris, has Embiid, has Harden to an extent, Maxey to an extent. You know, like off the bench, you have these guys. There's got to be some sort of consistency from rotations. At least I think so.
Well, speaking of rotations, especially tonight, you look at the box score, and it was almost like a playoff rotation, and we're not in the playoffs yet, and I would kind of like to see some guys get a little more rest. Because Danny Green, George Niang, and DeAndre Jordan got, bench player minutes, and then you look, Shake Milton and Isaiah Joe had 7 minutes combined. So really, the Sixers...
That's why I didn't see Shake, because he played for 3 minutes.
The Sixers ran a 8-man rotation, in Cleveland. I don't know. I don't know that that's the answer, especially when there's capable guys. It's odd, too,
because Doc Rivers wasn't doing this in the playoffs last year. He was running 10, 11-man rotation.
So why are we running 8
what's
in
going
middle
on?
of March?
Right. That doesn't make any sense unless he's... I don't know. I don't have an answer. Sometimes he just really bewilders me. Really.
I don't know. DeAndre Jordan hasn't exactly been great. I'll just...
He sucks. I'm sorry.
That's what I meant, but yeah.
I'm sorry. He's just... I mean, I think we might have talked about it on the pod. I'm pretty sure we did. I get it. He's here, veteran, whatever, rebounder. But it's like, we have guys that can do that. The Sixers have guys that can do what he does even better, and he doesn't. What is he doing here? Why is he on the roster? I don't get it. What does... Yeah. I don't know. What does Morey see? What does Doc... I don't know. I'm not the GM. I don't know.
Well, I mean, even what we said last week, what I recall saying is, if DeAndre Jordan's going to get minutes, and then you got Paul Reed who's going to get minutes playoff-wise, Paul Reed's the guy that can actually make some plays and make things happen if he's in there. DeAndre Jordan is literally, you're just counting down the minutes until Joel comes back. There's a difference there.
I mean, it's true. It's the sad but true story.
There was the one play against, I think it was late, might have been fourth quarter against Denver. Jokic is out near the top of the key. I remember the bench kind of erupted after this one. Jokic is out near the top of the key, passes down low, and then kind of like a give and go. And Jokic, not exactly the quickest guy. DeAndre Jordan's on him. Jokic just kind of walks to the hoop, gets an easy layup. Because that's basketball 101.
It's like a
basketball 101.
Just go around a tree.
Keep an eye on the ball and your man.
Keep the player in front of you.
he just strolled right by him, and DeAndre Jordan stayed exactly where he was near the free throw line while Jokic got an easy layup. So, that's obviously a concern there. I don't know how concerned I am about the Sixers do have capable shooters, especially in the starting lineup. I'm not worried, and it's been encouraging to see Tobias take more threes. We've been asking him to do that for a while, even before the trade. So Tobias has been knocking down threes, which is big. But yeah, I would love for, over these next 15 games or however many are left to kind of figure out what it's going to be in the playoffs, and for guys to know their role, and for it to be Korkmaz or Isaiah Joe, and not to split those minutes. Let them get in the flow of the game and play 12 minutes a game and see what they can do.
Right.
And especially with Shake, man, I'm not giving up on Shake this year. I think he can
Neither
be a
am I.
valuable
I haven't
part.
and I won't,
Yeah. Yep, he's shown signs, since his return from injury and all that stuff, but he needs more than 3 minutes. I mean, to me, of the guys who didn't get any burn today, Shake Milton getting 3 minutes is, inexcusable. And I didn't catch the game tonight. I don't know if he was just awful and did something stupid and Doc took him out, but, 3, that's a guy you really want to see get going because of his ability to create and do it himself and, run the offense a little bit and all of those things. He can be a valuable asset in the playoffs, but he's got to shake the rust off, and the only way you can shake the rust off is getting minutes. So that's what I see.
Yeah, there's the past few games have just been kind of filled with confusion among. If you're a fan and you're seeing what Doc is doing, seeing what the Sixers overall are doing, blowing leads, losing close games. I mean, it's just really.
Well, if the playoffs were to
frustrating
begin
is-
today, the Sixers are slated to play these very same Cleveland Cavaliers in a 3-6 matchup. Of all the potential first-round matchups, I think that one's pretty favorable for the Sixers, if I had to say. So we shall see. But
I agree.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 games to go. All right, and the next 6, let me tell you what they are.
Decent
So,
chunk.
yep, 3 games at home. Rematch against Dallas. Hopefully, we don't have any basketball hoop issues in that one.
Takes 2 hours and I go to sleep.
Toronto Raptors at home, and then Miami at home. So 3 games at home over the next few days before a West Coast road trip to L.A. for 2. Clippers and Lakers, and then Phoenix. So we shall see. We shall see. Any thoughts on what's ahead? Any thoughts on Luka Magic coming to the Wells Fargo Center on Friday?
I'd love to see the Sixers go 4-2 in their next stretch of games. However, whatever they win against, whatever they lose against, that's what I would like to see. So let's revisit this.
A tough Phoenix Suns team in there, and then actually after Phoenix, play the Bucks, Game 7. So a couple days after that. So Bucks at home, they get them at home. So here we go, down the stretch, 14 games to go now.
Coming down to it,
and we'll see. So this is episode 40. What did we? 44. 44. Shout out to Jerry West. 44. Fun fact. Happy birthday, Joel Embiid from Planet 76.
Yes. To the King, Joel Embiid.
And we will see you on next episode of Planet 76. Peace. You just listened to an episode of the Planet 76 podcast. Hey, we appreciate you joining us for this episode. Whatever platform you're on, why don't you hit that subscribe button for us, and we'll see you next time.